Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, girls and boys and girls, welcome back to our channel, Inspirational Minutes with David. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, let you know our channel is back on. Thank you in advance. Thank you. But listen, here's the deal. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and let you know our channel is back on. Inspirational Minutes with David. We're going to talk today. We're going to talk about a few things I talked about a few months ago, maybe about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months ago. But, you know, one thing that I learned, that I have learned, that when you teach things, because I'm learning as I'm teaching, you have to sometimes reiterate and repeat some things to keep it fresh on the mind. They keep things fresh on the mind, don't they? Let me find my prop. They keep it fresh on the mind, don't they? All right, let's stop. Get the book, The Audacity of Woke. Let me step back. Give her all the glory. The Audacity of Woke. Soft cover is $14.99. The Kindle version is $9.99. Get the book, The Audacity of Woke. I'm so proud about that. Wake your ass up. Wake your ass up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Thank you. I hear you now. Today. Thank you. Today. Our inspirational minutes with David. Our inspirational minutes with David today. Thank you. It's entitled, You Are Not Your Indoctrination. You are not your indoctrination. Thank you. Here's the deal. Here is the deal. Welcome to the weekend. Whenever you watch this video or this bill, it may be during the week, but welcome. We're here. We're alive. And I'm going to talk to you about some things that we talked about in the past. You are not. Look me in my eyes. You are not your indoctrination. I promise you're not. And that's the name of our bill today. That's the name of our Inspirational Minutes with David today. Again, you are not your indoctrination. Keep building, keep growing, keep evolving. Please. Let me go over this. Let me go over this once again. You are not your indoctrination. And to start this off, I'm gonna tell you who you are. You are a universe inside of a universe. Galaxies are born within you. Don't be limited by the perception of people who barely understand, who barely understand, who barely overstand anything on their own. There was a indoctrination called the slave code, the hidden mind program inside the language. We talk about the spelling of words. We talk about the powerful words. We talk about that words are vibrations, they're energy, and when you say the words, it goes out to the universe. It can't spell, that's why it's called spelling, broadcasting words. And a lot of people don't know the etymology of words and where they come from. When you go back into the words and look at what the etymology of words and what it means, what the true meaning, you can go to Black Law's Dictionary and you find, it will blow your mind. But let me get a drink. Start us off. Work. Week. We've been over that. I just got off work not too long ago. Work. Week. Work. Week. W-E-E-K equals work. Week. W-E-A-K. Weekend, WEEKEND equals weekend. WEAKENED. Weekend. So you arrive weekend to your weekend from your work week because the work made you WEAK week. They're called weekdays because they put you in a week days. DAZE. We talked about this. This is like my third time talking about this. But I'm going to put it all down your mind, all down your mind, all down your consciousness. You are not your indoctrination. A break is called a break. BREAK. And during your slave-filled day, because most slaves would break without the break. Our slave masters knew this. They knew this. And they provided the break because it helps produce more milk. It helps produce more milk and produce from the human cattle, from the sheeple. The original break, of course, given to a slave came when they passed out from complete exhaustion, or they actually died on the job, overworked, never paid, and died from exhaustion for working so hard during the week and became weakened and dazed and died. You see, the slave owner will say, he's broken, or have taken a permanent break. How do you pronounce war or work? War. See, work, W-O-R-K. Let's talk about the etymology. The first three words, W-O-R. War. That's right. It's pronounced war. W-A-R. And war, W-O-R, with a K on the end of it is called work. W-O-R-K. And did you know that K is the Egyptian letter for death? So work actually means war. Oh my God. Plus death. It actually means war plus death. War plus death. So work actually means war plus death. I had to say that 2-3 times. It's blowing my mind every time I think about it, see it, and think about it, and teach it. The use of hypno-based language designed by human formers helps increase control over the slave class by planting the fertile subconsciousness with seeds of perpetual servitude. Control. C-O-N-T-R-O-L is C-O-N, controlled. C-O-N-T-R-O-L-L. The con job designed for the trolls. Look up the etymology. You are not your indoctrination. See, you get up in the morning, but morning, M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G, is a form of sorrow or grieving. Somebody has died, somebody's sad, somebody's crying, somebody's grieving. The spirit is low, the vibration, energy is low because they're grieving, mourning. You say hello, H-E-L-L-O, as you arrive, but why is our greeting hell, H-E-L-L, low? L-O-W, question mark. Why is hell even a part of our greeting in the morning time? Why do other words referring to hot places surround us like hot mail, hot, H-O-T dash mail, M-A-L-E, or Firefox? Who is the historical hot male, aka Satan, the devil, Lucifer, which is the word live, L-I-V-E-D, spelled backwards, is devil. You are not your indoctrination. So you get up in the morning, M-O-R-N-I-N-G, morning, M-O-U-R-N-I-G, morning, to earn a living, but earn is also earn. You are in a vessel to keep the cemented or the ashes when you cremate, I should say. The ashes when you cremate it of your body. See, mourning, M-O-U-R-I-N-G, M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G, mourning is another word synonymous with death. You wake up for your slumber, S-L-U-M-B-E-R, from your slum, with coffee, the same prefix used in the word coffin, C-O-F-F-I-N. Egyptian and origin spelled kafi, K-A-F-F-E-E, or kafin, K-A-F-F-I-N, or K-A, meaning the spirit after death. You are not your indoctrination. You go to your job, but Job, or Job, J-O-B, is in the Bible, is a man who's heavily, not heavenly, but heavenly, hugely tormented by God. But God, pronounced Job. Job in the Bible has his wealth, health, and children stolen from him by Satan. But Satan was given permission by God to do so. Does this not sound like good cop, bad cop? Good cop, bad cop? Words have spells. They catch. Words cause spells. Words are spells. Words cast spell. Let there be light. Good cop, bad cop. So, why is our work, our job, literally named after a man named Job, who has his health, children, and wealth taken away? Why is God and Satan working together on Job to make his life more miserable? You are not your indoctrination. Now, for our slavery, we're given $20 bills, $50 bills, $100 bills, etc., etc. But aren't bills something you pay? Something that you owe? In a restaurant, if you're given a bill for $50, don't you owe $50? And therein lies the secret. In plain freaking sight. Our payments are called bills by human farmers because we owe it back to them, first in taxes and then in useless, meaningless purchases, as we waste our money trying to rapidly decorate our jail cell down on a human farm. We spend our bills on soulless purchases. I'm guilty of that as well. I am. From large corporations that our social engineers own. They laugh at how inept we are, how goofy we are, how we have blinders on and we can't see from the peripheral. They are inept. They laugh at us. This is why most people have no mercy, because we're not being paid to be slaves. We're given bills that we need to pay. The etymology, you are not your indoctrination. So we're paying to be slaves. You obey the watch to ride on time because the watch is designated to be the watcher or slave driver. What drives the slaves to work? The watch watches you and signifies the wrist chain of their time. The necktie was originally designed to signify the dog collar or the neck chain, meaning being owned or controlled by someone else. Ooh. Whoa! You need to have on a collar shirt on the on where the necktie ties around your heart, or ties around your throat, I should say. The necktie means you're tied and controlled by another, a slave to the strip. The slave can only pick the color and quantity and quality of their tie, but can never choose to be free of the tie around their neck. Most people in work have a title. Title, T-I-T-L-E, is really tie-tail, T-I-E, tie-tail, T-E-L-L. The symbolism of how your title tells others who you are really and configurably tied to. You are not your indoctrination. So your tie-tail signifies who controls the tie, dog collar, around your neck, around the collared shirt. People often wear a uniform. Uniform is derived from the word uni, U-N-I, meaning one form, meaning a way to be. Uniform means you're programming and conditioning to act like everyone else wearing the same one form, equaling no independence and no free will. Your morality and ethics are spoken for. Inject that the other slave with a toxic serve that the other slave some poisonous coffee. Go kill slaves in other countries inside fake ass wars where the slave master controls both sides of the war. Welcome to the slave life. Welcome. The suit and tie is our most common uniform. Yes, I know. Signifying our willingness to outsource our morality and ethics to another. Your behavior is dictated by forces outside of yourself. The removal of free will. You arrive on time. The word time is T-I-M-E. Tie me. Tie me. Tie me. Tie me to the chain so work can begin. Put the tie around my neck so I can obey and comply with the slave master. The cufflinks represents the handcuffs or the links of another slavery-based chain around the wrist. Yet, if they were made from gold, we'd think we're free. So we lie to ourselves because lying, L-Y-I-N-G, is a word that means we lie down, submitting to our slavery. Instead of standing up, we lie down to the slave master. We exchange our change of cast iron for change of gold. Now, the person in charge means the person who conducts the electricity. As charge is electrical or energy term, right? Right? Do you not agree? We are energy, expressing ourselves as human. This describes the energy thrown into us and onto us from the slave master, making us perform and dance with the electricity, as we had our own personal electrical charge of free will surgically removed by the master's indoctrination systems or sleights of mind. You are not your indoctrination. And during conventional slavery, the slave owner had to incur all costs, including housing, health care, food, cleaning of the slave quarters, clothing, birthing of the new slaves, the new child slaves, raising the child slave, transportation of the slaves back and forth from work, celebrations, clean up after a national disaster, slave entertainment, schooling of the new slave children to be good slaves, etc., etc., etc. The indoctrination. You are not your indoctrination. A slave owner's profit was always revenue minus expenses. No different than any business today. The big trick was to tell the slaves that they were free. Let them pay all those expenses. Allow them to come back to the plantations and then to tax them in order to actually make more profit compared to the original slavery concept, with little to no chance of rebellion or resistance. Now, all taxation is meant to increase a slave's dependence on their slavery. As the people taking the tax away from the slaves print the money themselves and therefore don't have any use for it. See, taxation is about keeping the slave down. That's it. It's about keeping the slave down. Taxation has one purpose and only one purpose only: to make the slave dependent on coming back to the modern day plantations of slavery, day in and day out. Now, if the slave starts to save their money, give them a television full of negative role modeling, and watch the slave magically go into debt, you are not your indoctrination. And now, if the slave still has money, organize a stock market crash, which they, the slaves still have a little money saved up, they're going to, be a stock market crash or increase in the taxes, theft. The people who print the money have no use for extra fake paper money, which they can print at any time, in any quality and quantity they desire. The entire drive of the tax system is to make sure that the slave has no extra money, as to provide them with enough freedom to figure any of this stuff out. Slavery, people. Slavery has never been abolished. The plantation was simply expanded, and they mock us inside the language. You are not your indoctrination. Everyone was tricked. They put a wool over your eyes, shenanigans, into becoming a slave. Yes, me included, while believing that we're free. The language is loaded with many disempowering subconscious cues, because the human formers have been at this game for hundreds and thousands of years, way before us, way before they allow any of us to know. Do you know what's going on? Do you? Are you sure? I'm here today to tell you, wake up. You are not your indoctrination. The elite already knew about the quantum leap. That's why they release stuff. That's why they have been releasing stuff. That's why things that's happened that seem unnormal, they release stuff. Make it happen. Fear porn. Now, it doesn't suit them that we are free and they can't help it. We are powerful in love, and they underestimate us. They underestimate us. And it hurts me so much, because we are not our indoctrination. You are not your indoctrination. We are powerful in love, and they underestimate us, which is why they're in a hurry to officially launch the new, or should I say, the U, did a video about this, the UYOU world order. You see, in the beginning, when you begin to know this stuff, that you are not your indoctrination, they're going to call you crazy, because you were born with the gift of seeing things differently, and that scares them. You're going to be called intense, because you were born with the courage, and the courage to allow yourself to live it and feel it fully, and that intimidates them. They're going to call you selfish, because you found out that you're the most important thing in your life, and it doesn't benefit them. It does not benefit them. They're going to call you a conspiracy theorist. A conspiracy theorist. No! We're in the rabbit hole, but you know what? Call us the spoiler alert person now. The spoiler alert people now. Because we've been about 93% right, the accuracy, for the last 2.5, 3 years. They're going to call you a conspiracy theorist. You know why? Because You saw the control and the manipulation that the systems are trying to exercise on us, and that doesn't suit them well. They're gonna call you weird. You're a weirdo. I might be a weirdo, but I'm real. Go. Because you don't do the same things as the masses, the sheeple. Because you got out of the mold and created your own reality. They're gonna call you absurd, silly, for having different beliefs than you were still indoctrinated with for years. You're going to be called deranged and crazy because you act in ways out of the established. Because you help. Because you teach. Because you talk about the universe. You talk about the universe. You talk about the vibrations. You talk about the energies. And you speak about the God that's within you. You're going to be called dangerous for not following established rules and criteria. Because you create your own way of living. Your way and your liking for your tribe. You're going to be called deluded. Because they're going to say you live in the disillusions, and you're deluded because you know we live in a universe full of infinite possibilities, and anything is possible if you believe it with certainty. They will label you in many ways, with many judgments for a long time, but stand firm, people. Stand firm, family. Stand firm in who you are and your desires, and become and keep being true to your essence, because at the end they will go to seek you for what you transmit, your energy, for what you infect. So you are, by essence, magic. Do not be taken to the ground. Create your own path and trust your inner wisdom. You are not your indoctrination. And if you doubt anything, investigate. If you disagree with some idea for more than many people believe in it, seek your truth. Wake up. Evolve. No longer you believe everything that you were told. Draw your own conclusions and manifest your true being. Always from love. Always from consciousness. You see, you are not your indoctrination. You're not your indoctrination. I'm going to end it with this little poem. This little poem. It's called I Had to Accept That I Know Nothing of Time, What is a mystery for me, and that I do not understand eternity. I had to accept that my body, I will not be immortal, but I am immortal. But the body is not immortal. And the energy that dwells, the spirit that dwells within it is. And that I will grow old and one day it will be over. That we're made of memories and forgotten. Wishes, memories, waste, noise, whispers, silence, days and nights, little stories, and subtle details. You see, I had to accept that everything is a passenger and a transporter. And I had to accept that I came into this world to do something for the Most High. To try to give the best of me, to leave positive virtues, positive vibes, positive energy of my steps before I leave. I had to accept that my parents, they wouldn't last forever. And that my children, little by little, they would choose their way. And they would follow that path without me. And I had to accept that they were not mine as I expected. And what freedom to go. They have the freedom to go and come, or come and go. It's also a right of sayo, which is yours. I had to accept that all my wealth, they left me, trusted on loan, that they didn't belong to me, and that they are so fleeting how fugitive was my own existence in Gaia, the earth. And I had to accept that the goods would stay for the use of other people when I not around her anymore. I have to accept, and I had to accept, what to sweep on my sidewalk every day. I was given no guarantee. What was it? My property? And what to sweep? And so much constance. There's only one future illusion. To own it, I had to accept what I called my house was alone, a temporary roof. A temporary roof. And that one day less, it would be the testosterone coat from another family. And I had to accept that. My attachment to things, my attachment to people, I would only make it more painful. My farewell and my departure. I had to accept that the animals, what I want, and the trees I planted, my flowers and my birds, they were deadly. They didn't belong to me. And it hurt. It hurt bad. It hurt. But I had to accept it. I had to accept my weakness, my limitations, and my conditions to be deadly or being immortal. I had to accept that life would continue without me, and that at the end of time, they would surely forget me. I humbly confess that I had to release a lot of battles and wars to accept it. And I had to accept that. I know nothing about the time, what it is, a mystery to me. And I don't understand eternity, and that we know nothing about her. So much written words, so much need for to explain, understand, and overstand, and understand this world and life, that in her, within the universe, we live. But I give up and accepted what I had, what to accept. And so I stopped suffering. I wish I could, my pride and my arrogance. And I admitted that the nature treat all of us in the same way. No favoritism at all. I had to slam me, open my arms to acknowledge life as it is. Acknowledge that everything is transitant, and what works while we are here on Gaia, Earth, that made me reflect and accept and to reach that the peace is so dreamy. That is what it is. And what is this that we're living? Reflections come to the deepest from the heart and the soul. And they can be transformed in charity and brotherhood that fill you with love and be a being with light. Own your light. But without it, forget about you. You will be loved. A big hug, people. A big hug from my heart to you. Life is a gift. What has been given to you. Make this journey something unique and fantastic. If you made it this far, in an Inspirational Minutes with David, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, let you know our channel is back on. Thank you. Thank you for your time with us. Inspirational Minutes with David. I love me. I love me because I love you. And when you love you, it cycles back to let me know that I love myself as well, and you as well. Get the book. You are not your indoctrination. You are not your say it. You are not. I am not my indoctrination. Until next time, I love you in truth. Peace.